What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Hamburg Brewing Company, and they are out of Hamburg, New York, and this is their Deep Fried Fun, and this is the 2022 Erie County Fair Beer. So they're calling this one a cream ale that is brewed with fry cakes and fritters. It comes in at 4.8% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs at the time of review. This can is approximately 1 month old. So the Erie County Fair is a fair here in the Western York area that is held at the Hamburg Fairgrounds every August. Erie County is also the county in which Buffalo, New York resides, along with Hamburg, New York. And I think it's been the last 5 or 6 years they have had an official Erie County Fair beer. The first couple years, I think it was brewed by another brewery here in the Western York area, the Flying Bison Brewing Company out of Buffalo, New York. But the last couple has been from the Hamburg Brewing Company. And this year's version is a cream ale. And apparently they have brewed it with fry cakes and fritters, so some deep fried fun. And yeah, I don't know what to expect from this one, honestly. Seems like a cool concept in theory. We'll see how it is. But yeah, I haven't reviewed much from Hamburg on the channel. Maybe a beer. I don't even know if I've had a beer from them on the channel, but I do have their can glass that I bought a good 7-8 years ago, and I've been to the brewery numerous times. I should probably review more beer from them. But anyway, I'm kind of interested to see what this one's all about, so let's crack it open and get it into the glass. So I cracked it open. There was absolutely no hiss. That's kind of weird. And let's give it a pour here. Now this might be hashtag Dirty Glass Mafia, because I've not used this beer glass in a couple years, and I just washed it beforehand, so I'm hoping it's not as bad as I think it's going to be. I don't think we have much of an issue, honestly, at all. Let's see. No, that actually looks pretty good. So no Dirty Glass Mafia. Nice. Anyway, that has this really cloudy, like lemonade type of look to it. Maybe not as cloudy, but it kind of has like this very light yellow golden color. A little bit of like chill haze, but a slight haze in general. Had about a finger of a bright white soap sudsy looking head, some decent carbonation. It looks fine for what a cream ale should be. Now, the cool thing about this beer is on the Erie County Fair website, they actually have the whole details about this one. I couldn't even find that on Tapped or Hamburg's website. They have the ABV, the IBUs, the ingredients. They're using, I think, Pilsner, flaked oats, and flaked corn. And then I forget the hops. I think it's like Willamette or something. And then they do say additions, fry cakes, and fritters, because I didn't know for sure if this was brewed with those fried foods. So anyway, let's get a nose. That's fucking weird. Okay. I don't know what to think about this one. That is really, really strange, and not in a great way. So I'm getting like a little bit of corny kind of sensation you get from a cream ale, some grainy kind of like biscuity thing going on from the malt. Then I get a very slight touch of like an earthy hop note, but there's this weird like pastry-esque doughy type of thing that does remind me of like a fry cake or like, you know, a fried waffles or fried dough you would get at the fair. Almost like the powdered sugar is giving off like a vanilla essence. I'm trying to think about if I took like a fry cake or a fried dough or something and put it into a cream ale, how would it smell? Don't necessarily know if I'd want it to smell like this because it's fucking really strange. Yeah, so it smells like a cream ale with a doughy, bready, kind of vanilla-esque, like powdered sugar thing. And I don't know if it works. I don't think it works in the aroma. Okay, so I'm not getting much more out of this. I'm hoping that it tastes better than the aroma, because the aroma is not great. Just, again, I'm honest with you. Even with Western York Wednesdays, where I want to, you know, kind of spotlight the Western York breweries, I don't want to be negative about a beer, but like this beer just doesn't smell all that great. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Okay, so it's inoffensive on the palate. Do I enjoy it? There's just not a whole lot going on here. A little bit from when I opened it up. Yeah, some beer over there. Go back in for another sip. Strange. The body is really, really light. This is like straight up light body. Very watery. The mouthfeel It has a decent carbonation. It's crisp. It's effervescent. It has a smoothness. So the mouthfeel is nice. The body, though, is light, but it's 4.8% cream ale. And I imagine they want you to drink this, with food probably. Maybe some fried food. But the taste, there's just not a whole lot going on here. This is very inoffensive, very light on the flavor. I'll try to break it down as best as I can, but I'm going to be stretching for tasting notes on this one, to be honest with you. Right front, grainy, corny, malt sweetness, but very light. Passes through the palate. Midway through, I'm hit with an earthy kind of hop character. It might be the most predominant note in the front half of the palate. Then on the finish, that doughy fried dough, fried cake, fritter, whatever they want to, whatever that they actually brew it with, it kind of gives me a fried food kind of essence. And then there's this weird tinge of a vanilla, powder, I'm trying to picture powdered sugar putting in a beer like this, and it more is just like a vanilla kind of sweetness. Everything's so light though in this beer, extremely light. 4.8%, you really can't tell alcohol-wise. I will say this, the aroma was not good. The taste, it's not great. I wouldn't even say I really love the taste or even like it, but it's inoffensive. That weird twang on the back of the palate of that sweetness, that vanilla, that doughy thing. I don't know. I don't know if a cream ale was the right base for a beer like this. I think you want something to kind of stand up to that, that fried food fun, as the name would indicate. I just don't think it works all that well with a cream ale. And that's, again, everything's personal preference, right? This is all subjective when it comes to enjoying beers and what you like stylistically and everything. I like cream ales. And I think the cream ale base here is fine. I just don't think that kind of weird twang of sweetness on the back end kind of works for it. I mean, this is not overly sweet or anything. It's so fucking light. It's crazy light. There's not a lot of flavor in general. It's if you want something that's almost 5%, doesn't taste bad, and you just want to, drink a 6-pack of this and not really worry too much, this is it. There's not much going on here. It's not super sweet or anything. It definitely leans sweet, but it's not cloying or anything. I could easily drink a can or two of this just because, again, so light on flavor. So, I don't know. I got to be honest, like I always am. Deep Fried Fun from Hamburg. This is the 2022 Erie County Fair Beer. I can't go much higher than go a high 3 out of 5, go 3.1 out of 5. That's the best I can do on this beer. It's just, it's not horrible. This is not a drain pour. It's not disgusting. I don't feel it's all that terrible. It's just, there's not much here. If that makes any sense, there's just not much here. Anyway, price and availability, I believe 6 packs of this were around $10-11, so that's fine. And availability, wherever you see Hamburg, I know they get distro pretty much in the Western New York area, maybe throughout New York State, maybe even down into Ohio and PA. I don't know how far they get. So if you do see Hamburg stuff and you're outside of New York State, let me know. They make some solid beers. I really like their brewery. It's fantastic. I should probably go there again at some point. It's been years since I've been there. But I've went there probably a good, 4 or 5 times, and I've always enjoyed it. They have good food, and they make really nice beers that pair with food, and they're easy drinking. And they also made one of the best barrel-aged imperial stouts I ever had. What was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it, but I know a good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Paul, over at PA Brew News, I sent him it was a crowler of it, a 32-ounce crowler, and he really liked it as well. But I haven't seen that one lately. I saw it in cans a couple years ago. If I see that again, maybe I'll pick it up and give it a go. Anyway, this one, if you've had it before, post in the comment section. Let me know. Would you try a cream ale that is brewed with basically deep-fried fair foods? I did, and it's all right. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Check back next Wednesday for another installment of West New York Wednesday, and until then, cheers.